So here we are again on another adventure. Hey, this is Tony with Coolest Life. I'm glad you decided to join us to take a look at what goes on at Grand Lodge for the state of Georgia. I've been to a few of these, and basically Grand Lodge, this isn't necessarily a Grand Lodge building because we actually do have a Grand Lodge building of sorts. But lodge, just like your regular local lodge, isn't necessarily the building, although we do kind of refer to it as that. It's more about the people that are in the building. Anytime you can be in a blue lodge and you take your charter somewhere, you can do it outside, in a barn, in a cave, at a rock quarry. So that's where lodge is actually being held at. But so lodge is actually the people and wherever the charter is hanging. In this case, we're going to be having a lodge. It's going to be a tile lodge too, so basically no recording, anything like that can go on the inside. But we're going to see if we can record just a few things to show you kind of what goes on at Grand Lodge here in the state of Georgia, because you've just entered the Coolest Life. So here we are down here on the main floor. Of course, this is a huge building. They actually play ice hockey here during the regular days, but we've got a basically set up like a regular lodge. You would see over here we got our senior wardens, but this is a huge room, as you can see. We're going to have, I think they got seating for maybe 2,000 in here, so it's a lot of past Grand Masters. Anytime you see someone with a collar, normally they're part of the Grand Line or district deputy or somebody. But you can see some of the ornateness of what we have here. These are really nice, and this one's about 4 feet tall. This one right here. But it's really nice. You can definitely tell the craftsmanship that they've done here in all three of these lights. There's a primary altar there. We'll use this today when we do swearing in of officers. They may do a few officers here today. I think the Grand Master and some others will be sworn in here. But even here, where we have our junior wardens sit, we've got 3 columns essentially to make up where the junior warden sits. The other thing you can see here is the ornateness of just the chair itself and the columns. Really nice. This is basically their traveling set here that they'll be using the Grand Lodge. So let's take a look at there's some pillows over here. I want to get a shot of. We're really just filing in. It's really early. It's about it says it's 8:30. Yeah, no, it's almost 8 o'clock a.m. in the morning here in Macon, Georgia. But we are just about ready to start our grand session here, and I want to show you these columns here. These columns are really new. A lot of lodges you'll go into, you'll see the rooms the columns will be really old. This one's fairly new. It's got the lily work across the top. Of course, we have 2 columns. They each have names, but you have to be a Mason to figure that out. Actually, you can find it online if you wanted to, but I'm not saying anything. So we'll go up here in front. Now, one thing you will notice that anytime you have a remote location, that the junior warden will actually be up on 1 step. Well, there's not 1 step here, and also the senior warden will be up on 2 steps. Well, there's not 2 steps there. The charter for the Grand Lodge of Georgia will be displayed here someplace. Maybe it here. Actually, right here it is. It'll be here somewhere. There's where the master will speak from, and they'll also have they've got microphones here because we're going to be passing a whole lot of bylaw changes and some different things that are going on. One of them, someone wants to speak from the floor, they'll actually come up here, talking to the microphone here. That way everyone in the room can listen. A couple of things. They ask for coat and tie. It's not required for our Grand Lodge session. As you can see, there's several people out here in polos. And as they show up, I know some buddies of mine, they'll show up here, they're going to have overalls on. Now, they will have a nice button-down shirt because in the state of Georgia, you are not allowed to attend lodge unless you have a collar on your shirt. Basically, you're not supposed to walk into lodge in a t-shirt. Also, no shorts. Also, no flip-flops. So as long as you cover those areas, you're good. Can you wear Crocs? Yeah, you can wear Crocs. Don't see a lot of those, but yeah, you can. This is our Grand Lodge session. What else can I tell you about this? This happens once a year. Basically, they pass all their bylaw changes that they have throughout the year, install new officers, have election of our new Grand Master. Typically, we have a progressive line. Person can run off the floor, if you will. You're not allowed to campaign, but normally the Deputy Grand Master is the one that becomes the Grand Master. So we all basically already know who that is. And in my valley, in Columbus, what we do there is we actually invite the new Deputy Grand Master to come speak at one of our meetings on Scottish Rite. So we get a chance to meet them, and sometimes they talk a little bit about what they plan for next year, but they don't make any assumptions. So that's a really good thing. But as you can see, we're still just filling up here. Over here against the wall, they've got some things that are for sale, and maybe I'll go take a look at some of that so you can see exactly what is for sale. But this is it's always a really nice setup. They do a good job. They're going to do a formal opening, which of course will be tiled, and I'm not going to film anything that's going to be tiled or anything like that. So down here at this end, we've got a lot of things that are for sale. Lots of military stuff, coins. Now there's a lot of these that are done by regular vendors. Most of these that are in here today are leftover from past Grand Masters. Normally every year they do a knife. They do a knife somewhat like one of these right here. They do a really nice pocket knife. I've actually got this one down here. I've actually got this one down here, and there's a lot of other different kinds of knives that they have. So yeah, we are typically known for having raffles of firearms, but we don't have any firearms out here displayed. But we do raffles for those because those are normally sold through a sales vendor that will do the gun raffles. As you can see, there's socks and ties, gloves. Yeah, can't even pair those. These are really a lot of items that you're just not going to find online. You're just not going to find them. Here's some Widow's Son cigars. Good collection of cigars. They got Masonic logos on them. So it's pretty neat. Anyway, those are some of the things that are going on here. Some of the things you can buy when you come to a Grand Lodge session. I really like coming to these, especially. Normally out front they'll have a place where you can buy items and from typical vendors. But anyway, that's what's going on here at Grand Lodge of Georgia. We are going to again pass some bills, get people installed, and we're kind of getting ready to start. I think we're ready to start here in about 2 more minutes, and I may have some other things that we'll be doing afterwards, and we will videotape some of that. But maybe just some lunch, just some festivities. We'll see what else is going on. But should be a good time. Looking forward to it. Again, it only happens once a year, so here we go. Well, that was the end of today's session, and they gave us a nice little book. You see that? The book contains basically who all the committee members are. I'm one of the committee members in here, and it's also got any of the amendments that we're going to be passing, which we've passed quite a few. A couple of the more notable ones were we dropped our how long you have to know somebody before you can sign the petition. It used to be 12 months. Then we brought it down to 6 months. And at one time there was a one on the floor that had to do with which was interesting. It had to do with who can sign a petition. Currently, you have to be a member of that lodge before you can sign a petition for a new member for affiliation or otherwise. But anyway, that one there didn't pass. So everything's not exactly a blanket, we're going to approve everything, because we don't approve everything. But they did their new appointments. Some really good guys have got appointed to the Grand Line for the ensuing year and upcoming meetings. And also got a nice little knife here. Every year the Grand Master puts out a knife, and this was in 2016. We went ahead and bought it. I like it because it's got 2 blades on it, and it's a little smaller than my other knife. So it fits easier in the pocket. So I like that. But we're going to go on off to the dinner, and which is the marketplace down here. They've also got another session that's going to happen in here tomorrow. They've got some housekeeping kind of things that they'll be doing, but it's good times. But right now we're going to go maybe grab something to drink before the marketplace. Well, now we got background music, and I hope I'm not going to be unmonetized for it. But we're here at Okmulgee Brewing, drinking a brewski, and it's pretty good. Hope they don't. The music is just too loud. Me and that guy. So we're in the process of just basically killing some time, and then we're about ready to go to the marketplace. You'll see some video of that in just a minute. Well, it wouldn't be complete that I go talk to you about Grand Lodge if I didn't talk to you about the Georgia Grand Lodge building, which is this facility. As you can see, I'm walking across the street and got lots of shade. But this facility here is what we call Grand Lodge of the state of Georgia. Now, the thing about this is Grand Lodge of the state of Georgia, again, as I mentioned before, Grand Lodge is actually the body of the organization that's together with the charter, wherever that may be, wherever physically they may be, out in the woods, whatever. So, but this is actually when we talk about you need to go to Grand Lodge and they're having this ceremony or whatever at Grand Lodge. Well, this is the building they're talking about. It's right here in downtown Macon. It's on Mulberry Street, and across the street of it is this. That is an obelisk. It's got words like fortitude, prudence, and, as you might expect, justice. And so what could possibly be on this side? Temperance. Temperance, fortitude, prudence, and justice. If you're a Mason, you know what symbolism that has. But if you're not a Mason, you should find out more. Maybe even become a Mason. Find a local Blue Lodge that you could join. But it's a really nice obelisk. But it's right down here in downtown. So again, I just wanted to show you this before I go over to the marketplace and show you more about the marketplace, what's going on there. They've got a nice little auditorium room inside. I think there's a dining room downstairs on the first floor. The Grand Lodge secretary, this is where his office is. This building is actually owned by our York-Rite Masons of Georgia. So they actually own this particular building here. In fact, I'm going to try to get across the street without getting hit and try to show you what that is in just a minute. But it's really nice downtown area here in Macon. Inside of this building, they've got really nice stained glass. I'm going to show you here in just a second. Maybe you can pause this and take a look at what that reads. But up inside the main entryway, there's also staircases on the inside that are really nice. But they've got square compasses on this window here. And talks about don't go in this door. Not much to see. That is actually the symbol of York-Rite up there. And there's a bunch of letters there. And if you're not a York-Rite Mason, you don't know what that means. And then up above there, there is some writing there that says Grand Lodge of Georgia across the front of it. And more stained glass. There's some more stained glass on the inside. But anyway, so this would be the Grand Lodge of Georgia. Get a chance, you got to be by, they'd be glad to give you a tour, I'm sure. So stop in and see them. So here we are on Tuesday at the end of the basic Grand Lodge session. We have a what we call a marketplace, or a farmer's market. Basically this place here, every lodge or possibly even a district will put basically set up a booth and they'll give food away. I say give food away, basically they're selling it, but they're not making any money. Ones who is making money is Grand Lodge. Grand Lodge sets up a table here, charge people $5 per plate. Basically all you can eat. It is for the most part open to the public, but but we don't really advertise it as that. We want it to be a place that the brothers can come here and join in together and break bread, bring their wives, whoever might be here in town with them, and get something to eat. Everything. They've got hot dogs, hamburgers, of course, mainstay. Someone's going to bring that. You're going to have kielbasa. They're going to have there's going to be a pig roast going on. There's going to be, I know ours is doing ribs. So smoking ribs, they've been smoking ribs for about 6 hours now. So they got ribs smoked, and There's a lot of other different kinds of food, chocolate covered Twinkies, shrimp kebabs, just all kinds of food all the way down. Again, they're sponsored by a local lodge might sponsor them, or a district might sponsor them. Ours is actually 4th District, Sub-District A. And what we do is we, all the local lodges pitch in like $150 a piece. Gives us some money to do this with, and essentially we're donating it to Grand Lodge, because everyone here in line is getting a ticket and or a plate, and basically you don't want to throw your plate away unless you're done eating, and that includes dessert, everything else, and all the drinks. So we're going to go inside and see if we can do some more taping. I would say filming, but this isn't film, right? Everyone says I'm going to film some more, but it's not technically a film, it's actually recording. It's not even a tape. Anyway, we'll do some more recording when we get inside. So here we are walking down the middle. Hope I don't get these old guys are playing music, of course. Hope I don't get monetized, unmonetized one day. But so this is basically where they're serving the food at. They got brisket down there and Low Country Boil. It's actually 2 different places they got Low Country Boil. It's definitely a good place to come eat, especially only for $5. They got a barbecue at the other end. Anyway, good time. This always happens at the end of Grand Lodge, but hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe for my future videos. I got another one coming out. I want to go visit the Grand Lodge of Tennessee. Looking forward to seeing that tomorrow. I should have a video out pretty soon, probably just a couple days after this one. But anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go here. Again, like and subscribe. Working on 400 subscribers right now. I'm about to hoping to get to 1,000 by the end of December. So that is the goal. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and tell your friends and send this link to others, because you are now leaving the coolest life.